Officer Eric Carlson reports systemic corruption within his precinct to the state attorney general. He provides evidence of officers planting drugs and using excessive force in high-crime Brooklyn neighborhoods. His commanding officer, Captain Gibson, discovers the leak and initiates a retaliatory strike. Gibson forces entry into Carlson's private apartment without a warrant. When Carlson confronts him, Gibson calls for backup and uses his authority to commit Carlson to a psychiatric ward. The move is a calculated attempt to discredit the whistleblower's testimony by labeling him mentally unstable. Commissioner Frank Reagan receives a tip about an internal rat and soon uncovers the illegal detention of his officer. Frank intervenes immediately. He summons Gibson to police headquarters for a private confrontation. Gibson attempts to justify the commitment, comparing his leadership to an old-school football coach toughening up a player. Frank rejects the comparison and the tactic. He reminds Gibson that the department operates under modern legal standards that do not tolerate the weaponization of psychiatric evaluations. Frank brings Carlson into the room to face the man who tried to silence him. He makes it clear that precinct loyalty does not supersede the law. To enforce this shift in power, Frank issues a final, humiliating order. He commands Captain Gibson and Officer Carlson to ride back to the precinct in the same patrol car. They are forced to return to work side by side, signaling the end of the precinct's era of silence. Frank watches from his office as the vehicle departs, ensuring the new rules of transparency are upheld. The NYPD social media unit flags a viral video showing Officer Acosta striking an elderly man. Commissioner Frank Reagan summons Acosta to a private hearing. Acosta waives his right to representation and provides a direct account. The subject was smoking marijuana and lunged for the officer's service weapon. Frank notes Acosta's history of 6 civilian complaints and remains silent. He then arranges a meeting with Jerry, the blogger who published the footage. Jerry presents himself as a whistleblower, claiming the public has a right to see police misconduct. Frank does not debate him. Instead, he places a grand jury subpoena on the table. He demands the original, unedited digital file, reminding Jerry that withholding evidence from a grand jury is a criminal offense. Jerry's composure breaks as he realizes his selective editing is now a legal liability. The full recording arrives, proving the suspect grabbed Acosta's holster before any force was used. Frank gathers the entire precinct for a mandatory briefing. He announces that the unedited video is being distributed to all media outlets to correct the record. He states that Acosta followed protocol to ensure his own survival. Frank returns Acosta's shield and service weapon in front of his peers. The precinct erupts in a standing ovation as the officer is restored to full duty. The attempt to manufacture a scandal through a cropped lens fails under the weight of the complete facts.
Aaron Reagan sits in the mayor's office. He offers her the position of deputy mayor. He claims he wants a fresh voice, but the motive is purely strategic. Aaron is the daughter of Frank Reagan, the police commissioner. Hiring her grants the mayor direct leverage over the NYPD. Aaron recognizes the political trap, but remains silent. The conflict moves to the family dinner table. Frank Reagan challenges the appointment immediately. He sees it as a move to undermine his authority. Aaron defends her professional merit, sparking a sharp debate between father and daughter. Frank argues that law enforcement is about results, not optics. Aaron begins to realize the mayor is not interested in her legal mind, but her last name. Aaron returns to the courtroom. She uses the RICO Act to target a high-level mob boss. She secures a conviction, sending a violent criminal to prison. The victory proves her worth as a prosecutor. She doesn't need a promotion to exercise power. She has already mastered the courtroom. Aaron meets Frank at the pier. They look out over the water. Frank admits he is proud of her, but tells her he won't block her path to City Hall. Aaron delivers her decision. She called the mayor and turned the job down. She refuses to be a political pawn. She tells her father that her place is in the trenches, putting criminals behind bars. She chooses the pursuit of justice over the prestige of the deputy mayor's office. Aaron Reagan stays where she belongs.
Danny stands inside a safe house when a man posing as a maintenance worker knocks on the door. Danny inspects the ID but detects an inconsistency. He disarms the intruder and realizes the secure location has been compromised from within the joint task force. Danny immediately takes the witness and his partner offline. They abandon the official safe house system and move to a private, unlisted residence. he cuts all digital ties to the command center to prevent further tracking. To identify the traitor, Danny executes a reverse hunt. He uses the police radio to broadcast a specific set of fake coordinates, creating a controlled leak. Schilling, an ATF agent embedded in the unit, hears the transmission and immediately relays the location to a mob hit squad. Danny leads the witness onto the highway, intentionally drawing the assassins into the open. A black SUV pulls alongside their vehicle and opens fire. Bullets tear through the metal and glass. Danny maintains his speed, maneuvers the car to trap the attackers against the guardrail, and returns fire. He neutralizes the gunman with a series of calculated shots, clearing the road. Schilling waits at headquarters for news of a successful hit, but the radio remains silent. Danny arrives at the courthouse under heavy escort, delivering the witness exactly on time. He enters the courtroom and stands face to face with Schilling. The fake coordinates have served their purpose. The mole is exposed, and the witness takes the stand.
Jack Boyle stands in a New York courtroom, representing a high-level drug dealer. He serves a subpoena to his ex-wife, prosecutor Erin Reagan. The document demands that her father, Police Commissioner Frank Reagan, testify regarding department search policies. This move targets the Reagan family's reputation under the guise of legal procedure. During the hearing, Jack argues that the arrest was unconstitutional because it occurred inside a private residence. Erin does not react emotionally. She presents the facts. The defendant carried 10 ounces of heroin divided into individual envelopes. She defends the legality of the stop based on established safety protocols. The legal maneuvering continues until a family gathering. Jack attends, attempting to bridge the gap with small talk. Frank Reagan remains calm. He confronts Jack with a quiet, devastating observation. He tells Jack that he had two of the best women in the world and let them both go. There is no further argument. Jack is excluded from the family dynamic. The following day, Erin arrives at the district attorney's office. A maintenance worker stands by her door with a razor. He scrapes the hyphenated name Boyle off the glass. Erin watches as the remnants of her marriage fall to the floor. She acknowledges the man and walks into her office. The name on the door now reads only Erin Reagan. The professional and personal ties are severed.
A man dressed as Baron Samedi stabs a victim on a crowded Manhattan street during Halloween. Detective Danny Reagan uses a digital enhancement tool to pull images from surveillance cameras, locking onto a suspect in skeletal makeup and a top hat. The trail leads to a basement in a Haitian neighborhood. Danny enters to find a voodoo altar crowded with candles and ritual skulls. A witness claims the suspect is possessed by a spirit. Danny tracks the man to a rooftop. When cornered, the suspect pulls a heavy metal pectoral cross from his chest and hurls it at Danny. The man then leaps from the roof and disappears. Danny confronts church officials who finally admit the truth. The suspect is the subject of an unsanctioned exorcism. The church identifies him as a man struggling against a perceived demonic entity. The police track the suspect to a hidden sanctuary and breach the entrance.